Bagfuel, baby.
The knock on Philly is it's so fractured. It was always hard to unify. That's been the knock on Philly outside of Philly.
That is a fact.
You know?
No.
Yeah.
No. I think, and this is real rap. The competition is so steep in Philly that
Quality competition too, man.
and nobody. Like, I'm not even going to get into any names. This was like maybe this.
Yeah.
We talking like 2 years ago, 3 years ago. There was somebody that was popping, and I said, "Hey, why don't you do this song with this person?" And they're like, "Well, why would I do that? Y'all both popping. Well, that person might get more. They need my following. It's like put all that in the back, bro. Pause. Like, leave all that alone.
Just do
it's
a
all about
good
building for
record.
the city. So it's a lot of times that comes into play. Like me, I don't. If any other DJ, I don't really worry about any other. I just do what I do. I'm not concerned with what the next guy's doing. I just do what I'm doing and try to be as good as I can be. But sometimes people don't look at that. So I'm just saying, yeah, you're right. A lot of times we don't really come together. Now, I will say this. At one time, the city did come together. At one time, before state property, when Beans was moving, when Major Figgas was moving, when E was moving, everybody was united.
And Roots was still shaking out here.
The Roots was still shaking. So everybody was united. When the business kind of came into play, it was a little bit of separation. Like, the bottom line is, Major Figgas was supposed to sign a Rocafella. They didn't sign. Boom, Beans created state property. So it was a little animosity there. Which
I could see how, I could see.
It was a little animosity.
Outside of Philly, we wouldn't even know that, because if I see how that would be animosity if that was a crew that was going to be brought in Rockefeller and it wasn't brought in. Now I create my own crew that's in Philly too, and it wasn't created prior. I could see how, and I'm not speaking on Beans' business or Gil's business,
right.
but I'm just saying I could see how somebody like a Major Figgas would look at that and be like, you didn't even have a crew and we were supposed to sign with the same label. Now you created a crew and they're from Philly.
So
What?
yeah, it was, and I just want to be on the record. It wasn't that Major Figgas was signing two Beans to.
No, they were just gonna sign the Rocafella.
They were going to sign a Rock, and then
but we didn't know the bit. Not to cut you off. We all young at the time. You a veteran still at this time.
Right.
But we all young at the time.
Right.
I didn't know, and I'm a businessman. I wouldn't have known or understood the total business side of that. So coming back home to Philly, if I'm just people looking, I'm looking like, how was we gonna sign with them and it didn't happen? Now they create that. They don't even know. Maybe the deal just wasn't right for Dane.
The deal,
and then we gotta create something
no,
else.
the deal wasn't right for both sides.
Got you.
So neither side agreed upon the deal. So boom.
We gotta do something
Right,
now.
we doing something. So then
We gotta do something else.
Here comes state property. And it was a little animosity there. I mean, I didn't think it was that. I didn't think it was like they really was beefing, but there was a little animosity there. And then it, later down the line that came out. They was beefing. But I think the problem is, at one point, I think the most united time that Philly had is when Beans came out, Major Figgas was out. You had Eve, you had Most Wanted. It was a lot of crews that they was all doing stuff together. That's the last time I seen that. Now you got
Okay, I'm sorry.
You got now. I got to put this out there. Like, now you got the Philly Ghosts. Philly Ghosts is you got Too Rare. You got D Sturdy. You got D from Sloan. You got these younger cats that they do music together. And I think they're still united, but the unity that was going on when Beans and Major Figgas and it was just different. It was just they was in each other's sessions. It was different.
It was a bigger hip hop movement. You got Beans signed to Rocafella, signed to Jay-Z.
And how Beans
after
came in
Biggie
too?
was dead, and Beans came on so
we never seen
Beans
that.
was a hurricane. He came out of nowhere. once he dropped his freestyles, once he dropped his song, we was all like, who is this nigga? People was lying about knowing him.
And then the beats
niggas
that
was
came
telling
in-
me he was light-skinned.
Yeah, no-
Like, that's what I'm trying to say. Niggas was lying about, it's what I'm
Think
saying.
about the
Light
first
skin.
song that introduced him.
Yeah, but Beans don't get enough credit. Beans on some real shit. Beans was a phenomenon.
Yeah,
Right.
I agree.
Niggas don't even understand that.
Right.
See, shit done changed. Beanie Siegel was a fucking phenomenon.
That wasn't supposed
He
to
was
happen.
one of the original beasts of rhyming. This is what
Right,
niggas don't understand. See, niggas wasn't there to see how niggas was rhyming. Niggas had to have 1 trillion rhymes just to get on before you can even make a single, nigga. Niggas had to endorse you. Kev had to be like, yo, beast. Jay-Z had to be like, I seen him beast. I gotta have him. Niggas was running around. Why? Because he was spitting rhymes that niggas wasn't doing. He was an original beast. Where you
Yeah.
coming up with this shit from?
Everything worked. The way
How are you rhyming
his
this
delivery, the tone of his voice, the aggression, with the beat, even all the beats he was on. And in his subject matter, late night, club night, Maca track, dice.
Yo,
You gotta be in the club to understand
Listen,
that.
hold up, listen. I'm gonna be honest with you. And I'm gonna put this on the record.
Go ahead.
'Cause I'm looking at this camera. Before Beanie Siegel, before Major Figgas, before Most Wanted, nobody in Philly had Philly like those guys. You got the Roots, but the Roots is a different type
A vibe.
Yeah, it's a different
type of
energy.
vibe.
Yeah.
These niggas
So,
was the streets,
Like these,
nigga.
like yo,
Niggas
you don't
was from Philly.
understand.
What was it like? What was the town like? What was the
Listen, bro? These
I was out here, it
Let
was
me tell
electric.
you, these like,
was the pride
I gotta
like
talk about
that-
Major Figures for a minute.
Yeah.
Major Figures. I'm talking about they was doing arenas and clubs and fucking selling them shits out, not signed at all. I'm talking about 3,000 motherfuckers coming in this month. Like it was crazy. I had never seen no shit like it. Now, mind you, Gilly came out first before Major Figures, but he was a part of Major Figures. So how I even got connected with the whole camp was, what they did was, they was, I'm relaxed right now, by the way. Relaxed. So what they did was, they did this party, and I thought it was just Gil, so I came to the joint, and that's when I seen the rest of them. And people in there, it was like about 1,500 people in there, and they knew every word. It's got mind you, it's like 7 people in Major Figures, and they knew every word, and it was just a different vibe. Like Philly never seen nothing like that, and it used to be like you would catch Beans in a studio session with them, and catch them over at Beans session, or they
But
was
then they
hanging
had
out.
beef at first?
No. That came. No, let me
Later.
try and tell you where the beef came. The beef came from the state property shit.
Gotcha.
Like meaning, not saying that state property caused that.
No,
beef,
I know what you're saying.
but-
Just a situation.
Right, the situation
of people
came-
not understanding,
right,
not knowing
and
what's
you know
going
this, that,
on,
and
and
the third,
assuming.
right, and then you got state property that they drop. You got Young Chris and he dropping big records, and No Better Love, Can't Stop, Won't Stop. While Major Figures, they was
That Can't Stop, Won't Stop was crazy.
Jesus.
shout out to
Forget about
shout out
Can't
to Six
Stop.
Figure nigga.
Yo, listen. Forget about it. Can't
Yeah.
Stop, Won't Stop is still, people don't even drop it inside the clubs no more. And I don't even understand it, but anytime anybody plays it and you hear it,
Shit's
it's like that
monster.
moment that I say is
Monster.
euphoria.
Yeah.
That's what I call things of when it was back then, and it was shit going on, and you coming in the club and Beans is showing up and Major Figures is showing up, and it's going up and it's peace, and niggas is leaving the club like everybody got pussy, everybody got money.
Right.
That was a euphoric moment.
Exactly.
Puff Daddy is the specialist at giving you euphoric moments that you'll never forget in your
For sure.
life.
For sure.
Any monumental time I ever spent in Puffy was girls flying from the shit, liquor is free, girls is in abundance. This is what was going on in the music business. And
Right.
it was a secret society at that time. So when you had people like Beans and them joining up, if somebody like Kev, I could just see it's like, yo, our city is on a whole nother plane.
Oh, we was on a different planet back then, like, you know, and then I think one of those years we had All-Star here. It was crazy, bro.
Oh, hey, nigga, All-Star.
And you had
We had AI, we had Ice, and
oh wow!
I did a party with him. I did a party with him. It was called a dub spot or something like that. We was giving out flyers with condoms and all that. It was crazy.
What was